下で同じ時同じ星を見上げてため息漏らしてたかもねもう離さないで
I think that we play a pretty beautiful game, and I think that Spiral is the perfect example of just like what beauty in this game looks like. Animations wise, absolutely top tier. You have something so unique and creative with like the idea of Spiral, with not just her playstyle but her animations as well. Having 6 arms, it's just crazy stuff, right? But you know, y'all came here to see some gameplay of this champion, and I will give you that, but first we gotta rank up this character, and the title did not lie. I went all in on this champion, and I did some things that maybe others wouldn't do, which, you know what, I understand, but I also just want to have some fun. You know, I could have done other Mystic characters, I could have saved for Isophine, I could have saved for like 7-star Rintra, I could have done Kushala, who is, you know, certified, like a certified banger, but instead I took the different route. I chose to go with a champion that I haven't played once before doing this rank up. Actually, I did play her once for the video that I posted yesterday, but besides that, I have never touched this champion, and I was like, you know what? I think my favorite part about this game is playing new characters and having new experiences with said characters, and this is the golden opportunity to start new with someone, and so I am picking Spiral for my rank 3. And you know, I could just stop there. Spiral is very good and Awakened, but I don't want to stop there, so I'm not going to stop there. I'm actually going to use one of my very few 7-star Awakening gems. This is actually my first ever time using a 7-star Awakening gem, and you know, I could have saved for Rintra, I could have done like literally anyone else that's unawakened, Longshot right there, Mojo right there, could have saved it for Isophine, for Purgatory even, but I want to go all in on a champion, and I think Spiral is the one. So here we go, my first time using a 7-star Awakening gem, and it is used on Spiral. I don't regret this. I think that she has a pretty good awakened ability, especially because it just gives her a lot more versatility, especially at the higher sig, which, speaking of, how do I get that? How do I get that higher sig, right? Right now, she does a pretty good job of reducing durations of debuffs, but the higher the sig, the more reliable it is. So let me just get the sig up as high as I can. Sig 13 will not cut it because this girl does not scale the best way. So yeah, I gotta use a lot of sigs, but thankfully I have a lot saved up, and I'll get more from the Karina's challenges, which, by the way, she is a dimensional being, so I could use her for that challenge, which honestly does sound very fun, but I don't want to embarrass myself, and I do want to stream that one, so I might have to practice a little bit more before going into that one for sure. But there we go, there is Spiral, sig 100, and I thought to myself, I might need to put some more sigs into her, so she will end up being sig 120. Yeah, I think 120 is a fair stopping point. It allows you to reduce the duration of all those debuffs by over 100% once she has her max fervors. So yeah, that was the game plan for the sig investment. And the stat focus, I have to change to crit rate because she does want to crit, and her crit rate is just like serviceable at best. So yeah, I got to get that changed for sure. But now we have some gameplay of this champion, and as you can tell from like my tone, just like how I'm talking and everything, I am very excited for this video because I really do enjoy this character. So I bet you're wondering, how do you play this champion? And I wish I had a straightforward answer for you, but this character is insanely complicated, but I'll try my best here. So you want to alternate your actions so you build up fervors, and once you're at 15, you start to stack ruptures like crazy, and with the SP1 granting additional rupture stacks, you will just get to build up your damage output very, very well. Now additionally, on her beam hits on the special attacks 1 and 2, they gain increased damage for each rupture on the opponent, so once you have those fully stacked up, you will start hitting very hard on those special attack hits. But yeah, this matchup is going very well so far. We are alternating our combos and also getting some combo extensions with her dancing blades. And here we drop the SP2, and it is an absolute thing of beauty. And there you go. There is Spiral for you. An extremely unique character with a very unique rotation that honestly is worth the practice. And yeah, she definitely does have a very satisfying payoff. But now we have this next fight here, same node and just a different opponent, and like I said, it's kind of the same thing. You want to just alternate your actions, drop your SP1s to build up your damage, and once it's built up, cash out with the SP2, and then you are just chilling, man. It's such a nice time firing off that SP2 with like a ton of ruptures. And yeah, like this champion is very practical. Like there is pretty much nothing that is insanely stressful about this champion, because even if you mess up your fervor chain, it's very easy to build back up to it. So like that isn't that bad to deal with. And yeah, it's pretty cool, man. She's just a very awesome champion. And those dancing blades are the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like they just follow you everywhere. And when you want to cash them out, you just simply swipe up and then it stuns the opponent, and there is your extra opening. It's very cool. Like it is a very, very cool mechanic that only she has, and who knows, maybe we see some more of it in the future. But now we have this weapon node, and this one is disabled by having more than 4 debuffs on the opponent, and of course Spiral has a ton of debuffs just at the ready. She doesn't start off with them like super quickly, even though like after 1 or 2 combos, it is a near 100% chance to get those ruptures going. It's crazy because like the base chance to trigger the rupture is 1%, but the fervors are so strong that once she is fully built up, it is, like I said, a near 100% chance to get them, which is pretty wild. But yeah, there I dropped the SP1 again, just playing it safe. I could have dropped the SP2 if I wanted to, but I like going for the SP1 because it is guaranteed extra ruptures, and yeah, I just like having those extra ruptures built up for like some additional DOT damage. But yeah, here about to cash out on the SP2, and you know, the SP2 is a thing of beauty. You do want to crit on it, obviously, but even the non-crits are like fine. There I dropped the dancing blades into the SP1, and there you go. Another very clean fight by Spiral. And that one was like a minute. Could have been a whole lot faster, and the next fight actually is a lot faster. Same node, but there is just something different that happened in this matchup that made her go crazy, and I can tell you exactly what it was. So Venompool here is going to drop the SP1, which is fine, but once he drops the SP2 and we interrupt it, we actually do give him a power gain buff. And while the opponent has a power gain buff active, we get to steal extra power. The potency of her power steal is increased by 3% flat, so it goes from like 1% to 4%, which is absolutely crazy. So here we go back in, we drop the combo into the SP2, and yeah, this damage output, beautiful when it crits, man. You love to see it, and there you go. That was like 30 something seconds. Very awesome stuff by Spiral. Now we have this Act 9 path, and you know, the health pools are chunky, so the fight time will increase for sure. Here we have this Adam Warlock fight, and the ending of this fight is so satisfying. Like I said, this character is just a thing of beauty when it comes to animations, gameplay. She's awesome, man. She's just really cool. And you're going to see why in just a little bit here. So here we go for our normal setup, just alternating our combos into the SP1. And yeah, this is the perfect start for us. Now he's going to drop the SP1, which disables his protection, which is good for us obviously. And since the health pool is so high, I'm going to keep on building up with the SP1, just because like the SP2 is supposed to be your cash out kind of. I mean, not really, because you still keep all the ruptures, right? So it doesn't really matter what you want to like do special attack wise, but I just like having those extra ruptures with the SP1. But yeah, here we drop the relic again, alternate our combos as per usual, and we should be close to finishing off the fight. Here I go for one more SP1 because I think the next special attack I use will be the SP2, and that will of course get him all the way down to 0% health. And yeah, I'm very excited to show you the ending of this fight, because you know how Adam Warlock has that pod mechanic whenever he drops to 25% health? Let's see how that goes for him this time around. So here we drop the SP2. Pod's about to activate, but it doesn't, because he just gets one shot. That is so awesome, man. Like, that is so dang cool. Just like one-shotting through his pod. That is amazing. Now we have this Mystic node, which benefits Power Steal. And Spiral's a character that does work pretty well with these Mystic nodes. She has access to Power Steal. She doesn't have access to Nullify because she does have Destroy instead, which honestly is good and bad. It might be bad for some story quest nodes that want to focus on Mystic Nullify, but it's also good for bypassing certain abilities that, you know, punish Nullify. So there we dropped the Dancing Blades, and yeah, that kind of came in clutch. Like, the Dancing Blades are so helpful for like ending fights. Like, for example, I could be, you know, fighting someone, they get to 3 bars of power, I drop the blades, it stuns them, then I do my chain combo, and there you go, the fight just ends after that. Like, they are so handy to have, and you're gonna see that they also can save you from like getting hit. You'll see it in a later fight in this video. But yeah, here I dropped the SP1. I'm gonna do it twice for this fight because the armor up is very tanky, so we have to watch out for that. But yeah, we should be chilling otherwise. And this is just like her in a Mystic quest. Actually, no, I go for the SP2, and the damage output is beautiful. I dropped the Relic. I could have dropped the Dancing Blades too, but it doesn't matter because he's down anyway. And yeah, very good for that Mystic lane. Now we have this Mystic lane, and this is her bread and butter, man, because this has Personal Space Fury, this has an unblockable buff node, and if you do not know, Spiral can destroy unblockable buffs before she gets hit. So before she would get hit by the unblockable buff, it gets destroyed, so she can just block any unblockable so long that it's coming from a buff, right? That's really good utility. Like, that is incredible stuff. And that's why I like really value this champion, because her utility kit is somewhat niche, you could say, but it's also very, very solid. And it's really good against certain cosmic characters, and it's especially good versus the Serpent, which is my nemesis, because I cannot stand fighting that guy. And you'll see a fight versus the Serpent later on in this video. But yeah, just absolutely wiped through that Hyperion because he had a power gain, which enhances our Power Steal. So now we have this Cable fight, and Cable also does have access to power gain, and he has, you know, very hard to dex, if not impossible to dex, special attacks, so that unblockable buff is going to be very dangerous, right? However, we have Spiral, right? So Spiral can just get rid of the unblockable, and then we are absolutely chilling. So yeah, she is going to be really, really good for this fight. Here we drop the SP1, and the unblockable buff is there, but now it's gone because of the Destroy mechanic. That's just insane. And there the Dancing Blades save us from a combo, which is amazing as well. And this character, man, she's just a beast. Like, that was an incredible sequence right there. But now we have this, I believe, Super Scroll fight. Yeah, so it's the same node, and Super Scroll here has access to power gain, so we are just absolutely chilling. She ideally wants to fight characters that have a power gain, so like the Serpent, Hyperion, Super Scroll. But even like against other cosmics, she is still very good. You'll see that later on in this video that she can still handle a lot of the hard cosmic characters. So yeah, she's going to have use in Battlegrounds and Alliance War, especially those hazard shift nodes, because once she has her fervors up, she just takes no poison or incinerate damage, which is incredible. And yeah, here we go for the Relic into the SP2. The Falter we are just immune to, which is amazing. And there you go, a perfect Super Scroll fight right there. And now we have some showcases on the beta of defenders at like 7-star rank 3 health pools in Battlegrounds, and I took my Spiral up to rank 3 on the beta to like match my main account one, of course. And you're gonna see that, yeah, she is perfect for these defenders. The Serpent is made a joke by this character. That's why I took her up, because I need Serpent counters, and I feel like she is one of the more reliable ones, if not the most reliable one, to be honest, because yeah, her dancing blades are kind of good for multiple reasons, and you'll see the next reason here in this fight. So now we just gotta bait out the SP1 like one more time, and then this fight is gonna be pretty much wrapped up. Here he drops it, which is perfect. We could dodge the special attack if we wanted to, but I thought I'd just play it safe. There we drop the SP1, and he is now in his immortality phase just about, but then I drop the dancing blades and it just destroys it. So there you go, a 49-second takedown of Serpent. You love to see it. Now we have Medusa here, and I feel like Medusa is going to be a very common defender once the Banquet event goes live, so you want to have counters ready for her, and Spiral is a very strong counter to Medusa because whenever she blocks, she destroys one of her Fury buffs. And Medusa has a lot of hits on her special attacks, so yeah, like one special attack and you destroy all of her Fury buffs just like that. Like, check this out. 3 Furies just gone, and yeah, now the fight's just an absolute joke with Spiral, and this should be over very, very soon. Here we go for like the special attack block so we can get rid of the Fury buffs again. I go for a parry there just to do it one more time, then I drop the SP2, and of course it is more than enough damage to get rid of Medusa. And yeah, that was like 40 seconds, pretty dang solid. And now we have Nova here. Now Nova's an interesting one. I feel like he will get more popular as people pull him in the basic crystal, so you want to have counters ready, and of course Spiral counters him just fine. So yeah, I just wanted to like put this out there just because, you know, maybe Nova becomes common, maybe people realize that he's actually a very strong attacker and defender, so you want to have, you know, I think he's worth having in your deck for sure. But Spiral does kind of just like destroy him big time, so just a heads up right there. Here we can just, you know, bait a special attack if we want to, but we don't want to, so we just drop the SP2 instead. And yeah, we got a beautiful crit there, 50,000 plus damage, man. That is insane. Now we have this Hyperion fight, and this is a perfect Spiral fight because he has power gain, so this should be a very, very nice one to showcase, which of course it is, right, because this character is just always a fun time to showcase. And yeah, the power steal is doing wonders for us right now. Here he drops the SP1, no big deal. Here I go for the SP1 myself, or so I thought. I just dropped the SP2 instead, which is fine. Still does great damage even with such little ruptures. Now we're going to push him to SP3, but like one more SP1 should wrap this fight up, which it does, because look at this damage. It's honestly very nice for a special attack one. Yeah, it just gets one shot right there. Thing of beauty, of course, and that was like what, sub 40 seconds. Now we have this Maestro fight, which is a bit longer than usual, but it still is a pretty decent fight time, and it's a great showcase of what the fervors do, which of course increase ability accuracy for Spiral. And so like even when he has the glancing up, we still have ruptures going like crazy. So yeah, she is honestly a pretty awesome Maestro counter. Like, you can't really like one-shot him with the SP2, so what I found best is to just drop the SP1 as per usual, but like just keep dropping the SP1s. And like the SP1s, they do good damage anyway, so it's like fine, right? Like you'll be okay with just dropping the SP1s. There we destroy one of his buffs, which was amazing. Then we drop the SP1 again, and yeah, like I said, the SP1 still does fantastic damage, so you are chilling. Trust me, like when it crits very, very nicely. And like even no crits, that's okay. We saw the ruptures built up all the way essentially, and this matchup is essentially over now. There you go. You'll love to see it, man. That was like what, still under a minute, which is great for like a Maestro fight. I will take that, man. And yeah, that's going to be it for this early look at Spiral. It's not a full showcase, even though it was a pretty long video, but there is just so much to explore with this champion, and it honestly does excite me because yeah, she is such a cool character, and I hope that you enjoy her too. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on Spiral, and yeah, that's about it for me.